More than 12 Republicans are at least paying lip service to the idea that maybe Donald Trump's national emergency over the US Mexico border is not really an emergency, but I'm actually not sure if they really believe it. And I'll tell you about what's going on and then we'll think about it. 12 Republicans, 12 plus Republicans, are involved in legislation that would limit Donald Trump's emergency powers, but it may just be a political ploy to help Democrats. And I'll explain to you how. Senator Mike Lee of Utah, again, a Republican, as well as other Republicans, say that they want to stop Trump from, quote, acting like a king by taking back the legislative powers that allow him to do so. And this is a bill that would limit the president's national emergency power. The name of the bill is absolutely ridiculous. It's called the Assuring That Robust, Thorough, and Informed Congressional Leadership is Exercised Over National Emergencies Act, which I guess stands for Article 1, sort of. It's like kind of an abbreviation, but I think some of the letters are flipped. I don't even get that. But the point of what it would do is require Congress to approve any national emergency declaration that lasts more than 30 days. If Congress doesn't approve it, the emergency is automatically terminated when it reaches 30 days. And if you believe that he's being genuine, Mike Lee, Republican senator, is 100% correct in his assessment, which is that, quote, emergency powers are vulnerable to abuse. They can act as a cheat code that undermines our system of separations of power. That is exactly what Donald Trump is doing with his immigration related emergency, which is, of course, not really an emergency. No factual case can be made that there is a crisis at the US Mexico border. And you have a bunch of other Republican senators, including Utah's Mitt Romney, former governor here in the state of Massachusetts, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, who are supporting this. What about Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, often in lockstep with Trump? He says he's, quote, open to making some changes to emergency powers, but he's not actually committing to supporting this law yet. So it all sort of sounds good, right? Except maybe it's a scam, and I'll explain what I mean. If the legislation passes, it wouldn't affect Donald Trump's emergency declaration for the US Mexico border. It would affect future declarations. So one view is this is actually genuinely, honestly about Trump and about the possibility that he's going to do more of this stuff in the rest of his term. But the other view is that Republicans are worried that Democrats are going to use emergency power to their advantage to advance their agenda. And that's really what they want to prevent by doing this now. Because if this truly is a bipartisan effort, you would think that they need to deal with what's going on right now at the US Mexico border. And maybe they will in a separate vote via other legislation. But to be an emergency, it has to be demonstrated that action is so imminently necessary that there is not even the time possible to involve Congress. With the border, Trump had 2 years. He didn't declare an emergency until now, all of a sudden, when Democrats have taken over control of the House of Representatives. And the border situation has not gotten worse during those 2 years. So Trump is obviously using the emergency powers as a method to try to bypass congressional oversight. The upside to all of this is even if Republicans are trying to do this, not to deal with Trump, but to deal with possible future use of emergency powers by Democrats, they must on some level be worried about losing the White House in 2020 if they believe that this is worth doing right now. And it's sort of the Wisconsin strategy under Scott Walker for Republicans. When Scott Walker was the Republican governor in Wisconsin, Republicans and Walker did everything possible under the law to destroy the basic institutions of democracy and of society, to take away bargaining power from teachers in negotiating for better salary and benefits. And then once Scott Walker became a lame duck, they changed their focus, instead tried to change all sorts of rules to prevent the incoming Democratic governor from being able to accomplish anything during their term. And there's a very similar approach here if you believe that this is not genuine from Republicans, but rather a way to try to prevent Democrats from doing the same stuff that Trump is doing during his presidency. To be very clear, there's no guarantee that Donald Trump loses in November of 2020. And in fact, I think he's likely to win. I hate to say it, but I think that that's the most likely scenario. But this could well be one of those sort of insurance policy laws that Republicans are trying to pass to prevent Democrats from doing the same things, using the same mechanisms that Republicans used to their advantage. That's my question to you. Do you think this is genuinely because Republicans are concerned about Trump's use of emergency powers? Do you think it's a ploy to prevent Democrats from using emergency powers? Do you not know? Do you think it's both? I'm on Twitter at @dpakman. The show is on Twitter at David Pakman Show. And we've got a good one for you today. One of today's sponsors is privacy.com/Pakman, which is a free service that I myself use. Really useful in many different ways. Takes just a few seconds to link your debit card to privacy.com. Then you can create virtual credit cards that are linked directly to your bank account, and you use those virtual credit card numbers to buy things online, which protects your actual debit card so that it's not spread all over the internet. And one of the best things about it is how their mobile app and browser extensions for Chrome and Firefox make it really easy to use. Let's say, for example, that I'm signing up for a David Pakman Show membership. In the credit card number field, I already see the privacy.com icon. I just click it, choose which of my virtual credit cards I want to use, and the credit card number, expiration date, and security code are automatically entered. I can put in any zip code I want, and I'm done. And if you try to use my credit card number that you just saw on the screen, it doesn't matter because I've already deleted that virtual card, and that's the beauty of privacy.com. There are a ton of advantages to using a free service like this. For example, you can sign up for as many free trials as you want, then just delete the virtual credit card you used and never worry about getting charged for it. It protects you from getting hacked. It protects you when companies are hacked, which happens all the time. It is all completely free. All you have to do is click the link under this video to get started. And for a limited time, they're giving everyone in our audience $5 towards your first purchase when you sign up using that link.